If you could unlock mysteries about your own ancestry by taking a simple test, would you do it? Well, you may be surprised to learn that you can take advantage of sophisticated DNA testing and the highly qualified personnel of a world-renowned laboratory to learn about your ancestral past, all without ever leaving the comfort of your living room. Here to explain how is Dr. Michael Baird. He's Chief Science Officer at DNA Diagnostic Center, a fully accredited laboratory regarded as the world leader in private DNA paternity testing. Dr. Baird, welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Dr. Baird, we're used to hearing about DNA testing as a way of verifying identity, but what can our DNA tell us about our ancestry?
Well, that's a great question. Whether you know it or not, your DNA is like a living history. Within your DNA, there is information not only to keep you alive, but it also has information about where you came from. So we've developed a test called Ancestry by DNA that allows you to unlock those secrets and to determine where your ancestors came from.
And what kind of testing do you offer at AncestryByDNA.com?
Well, it's a test that allows you to look at very broad biogeographic groups that were really the founding populations for the human species, going back tens of thousands of years. And when those population groups formed, there were markers that became common in those groups that are still present today in populations. So by looking at a number of these markers in a person's DNA, we can get a good estimate in terms of what percentage they are of different biogeographic groups.
Dr. Baird, tell us, what are people most surprised about when they learn their DNA results?
Well, I think a lot of people are surprised to see that they're not just one particular type, that we're all a result of that mixture of different groups. The biogeographic groups that Ancestry by DNA can identify include European, Sub-Saharan African, East Asian, and Indigenous American. So those are the four groups. They're very broad, but those were some of the founding populations that result in the human species today. And what people may not know is that we originated from Africa. So all of us have within our DNA a small amount of African ancestry, maybe more in some than in others, but people often find it surprising that within their DNA profile, there are markers that are consistent with them being from Sub-Saharan Africa.
Now, before we go, are there any special deals you can offer to our listeners?
Oh, absolutely. We always have deals for this kind of testing. The best way to take advantage of that is go to our website, which is AncestryByDNA.com, and that will give you all the information in terms of the test, how it works, and what specials are being offered.
Dr. Baird, this has been very fascinating. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
If you're interested in more information on ancestral DNA tests, simply visit AncestryByDNA.com.